Let's bring in the JSC spokesperson, Doris Tshepe, who joins us live now. Thank you so much for your time. How much are you able to tell us about yesterday's meeting? Was this a majority decision?
Thank you. Good evening to you and to your listeners. As we have issued a statement last night to inform the public that the Judicial Services Commission has resolved to advise the President to suspend the Western Cape Judge President Jacob Zuma. That's all I can inform you for now.
Some have accused the JSC of buckling under pressure at the back of that statement by Freedom Under Law that was calling for finality on this matter. How do you respond to that?
You'll recall that the JSC, when it made its decision in August last year, we already at that time had asked for submissions from the parties regarding the issue of the suspension of the JP. So that allegation, I think it's unfair because the JSC already at that time had agreed to do so. And the reason it wasn't done was there was the possible suspension and the JSC had agreed that we will not make a decision regarding suspension pending the decision of the High Court on the review. That decision has since come, and so the JSC was following its processes. There was no pressure from anybody. This is part of the decision of the JSC processes.
So those then that are questioning the timing of your statement and recommendation to the President are doing so, according to you, in an unfair manner?
I don't know what the basis for their decision is. All I can tell you is that this is a process that we have followed, and you just need to look at the facts at the time when we made the decision. And now the decision of the High Court has come, and it is appropriate for us to do so. I can't comment on what other stakeholders are saying. I'm just telling you what the Judicial Services Commission has done in line with its processes.
And was the delay, you would say, only in considering some of these submissions, because you made this public decision in August last year, and the Conduct Commission made it in April, and some are wondering what was the delay then between that time and now? Was it still just only consulting the submissions, or was it also about this pending matter, as you said, in court?
As I said, the Judicial Conduct Tribunal make its recommendation to the JSC in April. In August 2021, the JSC made its decision, essentially accepting the recommendation of the JCT. Then Justice J.P. Hlophe took the matter on review. And following that review, which has since been dismissed, then the JS has made its decision. I think it's a process that makes sense. Yeah.
All right. Now that you've clarified that, how much of a complication then do you foresee? Because the same court also granted him a leave to appeal. I mean, also looking at the fact that he is the first judge in South African history to face, possible impeachment. And now this matter is going for appeal. Even the SCDP, for example, reacting to this, saying that you may have jumped the gun a little bit because it's still going for appeal. How much of a complication then does that, that put your recommendation to the President, if at all?
So what the JSC did when the application was brought by J.P. Hlophe was to give an undertaking to not proceed with the suspension processes pending the High Court decision, and excluded any appeal process in its undertaking. There is nothing stopping the JSC. It's not jumping the gun. The JSC could have decided at the time in August to do so. They gave the undertaking pending the decision of the review application. That decision has come. The JSC is now following its process. There's no jumping the gun.
And the ATM at the same time, I'm sure you've seen the statement, has, said that the JSC is undermining judicial protocols and says this action gives credence to allegations of judicial capture. The complaint is over a decade old and has no bearing on his day-to-day duties, and says the issue of him interfering with the investigation does not even arise, and the president must simply not take your recommendations to heart. How do you respond to that? I'm sure you've seen that statement.
So the Constitution, Section 177, sub 3, provides the power to suspend a judge who is a subject of a process in terms of Section 1771 upon advice from the JSC. The JSC has advised the president. It is up to the president to consider the advice of the JSC and make his decision. That's the JSC's response.
And how dangerous will be if this matter is not finalized, given the seriousness of the gross misconduct findings against the Judge President?
Look, I think from the JSC's point of view is the findings by the JSC are serious. And so it was appropriated in the interest of justice for it to make the decision it did to advise the president to suspend. And as you say, it has issues of public confidence in the judiciary. And in the JSC's view, this decision is in line with instilling public confidence in the judiciary. But as I've already stated, this is a decision of the president. We are advising the president, and he has to make that decision.
And what happens now to, the parliament process? Because we do know that it's parliament that can impeach him, and even some of the MPs saying that they are waiting for the parliamentary process before they can even talk about what happens next.
I think that's fair. The process must happen. As the JSC, we would have informed Parliament of our decision, and that process must take its course.
All right, let's leave it there. Thank you so much for your time. That is Doris Tshepe, JSC spokesperson.